Oh, that had a bit of water in it. Insane. Well, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 1 for the mini Cape series. We're not up the Cape at the minute. Me and Donnie here. What are you doing, boy? Hey, what are you doing? We're just at a local spot not far from home, and I've got my laptop here. And the reason that is because I've got all the content from episode 1 and it didn't go to plan. Everything we'd planned for the 10-day trip up the Cape all changed on the first day. So the plan was to head north out onto the east coast. We're on the southern part of the Cape. We couldn't actually go any further north. There was still lots of roads closed because we're just coming out of the wet season. So we had 2 quads on trailers and 3 vehicles. And we had about 10 days up there. Some of the other boys had to come back a little early. This is how it all started basically. So check it out. The wet season was pretty big up the Cape there, and we knew there was a little bit of water lying around, so as we're coming in on the tracks, there was definitely signs that they had a good wet. This next one's got a bit of depth to it. I'll just suss it real quick. It's got a bit in the middle, but I'm just going to hit straight through the center. And oh, that had a bit of water in it. Well, we've hit the dirt, well I'll say soft sand, and there's just a bit of a crossing here. I'm going to get these lads coming through it. And it's begun. The water crossings and off-roading has begun. Let's see how far we can get, hey? Boys are just dropping the pressures down in the tyres here. I'll just let mine go see what they put it to. All done? All done. What are you at?
18. No chances.
20. 20. And this is for Justin, just in case. So I'm going to throw that in the box on the quad in case need a recovery. But I'll probably be the one needing a recovery, so I'll be getting wet if that's the case. We'll chuck it in though. All right, just drop the pressures out of the tyres. I'm going to send it through this little crossing here. You boys ready? Relax, mate. You're stressing me out, and I'm stressed. You guys the Triton with the quad. Oh, beautiful. There's a few of these crossings to get through, and we're going to head straight to the dunes, do a bit of exploring. So we better get a hurry on though, because we're wasting a bit of daylight. Let's go. This is tight. Look how tight this is. That mirror's in. This mirror I keep throwing out. How you going, Alex, with all the new pinstripes you're going to have, mate?
Yeah, no, I've heard some pretty horrible sounds, and the black paint is not going to be here much longer.
Could be worse, mate.
Could be a shiny too, chop 200.
Certainly could be. Got the drone up in the air, we're just doing this crossing. There's a couple decent crossings here. This is almost half a lake. And we're just gonna watch Alex come through in the Triton. These waters are known to hold crocs in them, so I'm looking for any ripples, any movement. It's real tannin water too. So I'm just being wary a little bit. Got the drone sitting up there, chewing battery. There is a little bit of a hole there that he's dipped down into. All right, the big bus is next. Here we go, getting through this crossing. This is the stuff you need a snorkel for. So we've been through some deep crossings already and a lot of them had pretty hard bottoms. And being in this track before, I sort of knew where the crossings were and how deep they sort of were. But the next crossing that we got to was massive. I sent the drone up into the air and it was just a lake. We're trying to look for a track on the way through. It was really hard to see because of the tannin water. It makes it really hard to see the bottom. But we knew this was it. We really couldn't go any further. The water was just too deep. Pulled up camp for the night, watched the sun go down. There's something about a sun setting when you're camping in the north, it's just epic. So watched the sun go down for that night, made the plan to get up bright and early in the next day and head back out of the track, and a bit of a different plan for the trip. So we packed up camp pretty early in the morning. We made sure that there was nothing left. You know, the only thing we're leaving there is footprints. On the way out, I didn't really notice on the way in, but the track is so tight, and once you go through it twice, you start to realise how tight this stuff is. So mirrors were pretty much in the whole time, cruising down this track. The aerial's getting flung around, so it's important you got a good aerial when we're touring through country like this, but mirrors are pushed in because they just can't be out. Made the track out. Donnie was wrecked. He's that tired. Bloody lapdog. We were all still pretty keen, but unfortunately, the next thing we noticed when we were airing out our tyres up, so we pulled over to air the tyres up, and Alex noticed that his alternator wasn't putting any charge in. So we checked it out, put the multimeter on, and yeah, sure enough, no charge going into the battery. Unfortunately, it wasn't the only issue. Poor Alex. He had a clutch go as well. So his clutch, he was towing a trailer of the quad on. So we thought the best bet was, let's head back to Cooktown. We'll try to get those couple things fixed. So we ended up back at Cooktown Caravan Park, waiting for the Triton to get fixed. Travi had to get back for some commitments at home. So that was us for a couple of days waiting for the Triton. So we had an alternator go on the Triton, a clutch go. Thank you very much to Cooktown Auto Repair on, I think it's Boundary Road or Boundary Street. Bloody awesome. They pushed a few things aside, managed to get the Triton in. They only had it for a couple of days and they managed to get the new clutch in so Alex and Carl could get back home, which is bloody awesome. Even though the first day didn't go to plan, I'm so happy I was with these lads. They're top blokes and they managed to make the trip really good fun for those couple of days. We didn't just sit there and do nothing. We thought, bugger it, let's go for a fish. So Carl, Alex and myself took the Tinny, went to a river that was probably a couple hour drive, and we thought we'll have a bit of a fish. So here you go, check out that. We're just heading down this dirt road and saw this blue tungst on the side and pulled up and had a check out. He's just obviously basking in the sun. It's probably 11 o'clock in the morning and getting some sun. He's fat though. I've never really seen one that fat. Not real happy though, so we might just let him go. Maybe get him off the road a bit, but bloody awesome. Such blue, vivid tongue on him. He doesn't like the microphone on the GoPro.
Cool, eh?
Very cool.
Did you cast? Yeah. Quite close to me. Yeah.
Wish me ride. Very nice. Very nice.
Stoked.
How's that? What'd that go?
53.
53.
54.
Nice, mate. Righto.
I should have probably swum him a bit better than
Oh.
that. He'll be right. Yeah.
Nah, he's off. There he goes.
He's gone.
Cracker. Well, that's it for episode 1, guys. That's a bit of a salvage trip for the first day, or for the first few days. So we spent probably 4 days, 5 days getting the Triton sorted and camped up at Cooktown there. So just when we thought that anything on the trip could probably go wrong was over, poor old Alex, he had a tiny little cut on his ankle. When we're hanging out in those crossings and walking through them and checking them and things like that in the tannin water, he's picked up a bit of bacteria and it's infected his ankle. I'm not laughing because it was funny, but I feel for him if there was anything else to go wrong, and he gets an infection in his foot. So poor bugger. We actually went out on that fishing trip, and his ankle was getting bigger and bigger. There's a bit of footage here actually when we're at the Blue Tongue. I noticed right there. See how fat Alex's ankle is in the background. Oh man, it just started blowing up. So he made the decision, going to the local hospital there at Cooktown, and they chucked him straight on IV, and saw how much redness was around the ankle, and gave him some antibiotics and got him healed up. But look, if I had to choose any blokes to be on the trip, it would definitely be those 3 lads that I went with. They made the trip really fun. There was high spirits the whole time, and that's what you want on a trip when things don't go to plan. Enjoy being out there, and even though we're in the caravan park for bloody, I don't know, 5 days or 4 days, it was still awesome fun. So thanks lads for coming on the trip, and you know what, we're just gonna have to get back out there when it dries up and tackle it again. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's it for the episode 1. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps out me filming the content and then editing together. It takes a fair few solid hours editing these together. So thank you for those that have subscribed. And next episode, I get the Tinny out onto the East Coast. I get some bloody awesome weather, and I head out to an island and do a bit of fishing. So I did salvage the trip after the boys headed home. Me and Donnie got out there and got amongst it. So stay tuned, jump on the Instagram, Facebook for Matt 28 so you don't miss that next episode. Cheers guys, and I'll see you on the next one.